Hello everybody, my name is DePoalo and I'm the Partner Products Manager over here at BobCAD, and today I wanted to take a quick look at a 5-axis example using the version 25 Mill Pro. A couple of things that I want to show you real quick before we get started. There's a couple of sets of wireframe that I'm going to use for this example. Let me get the solid up here. So this is the ununique sample that I'm going to run through here today, and you know, I don't know how viable this is for a 5-axis application, but just something real simple so we can kind of look at it. So here's my solid. I'm going to use the chamfered here. There's a, if we look at it from a top view, there's two tapered surfaces. We're going to do it in two different tool paths. So we'll use the tapered surfaces as our drive curves, and then we have a series of wireframe boundaries that we'll use to contain where we want the tool to cut in. We'll use morph between two curves as the example here. So this is the wireframe sets that we need. Really, it's just these tapered surfaces here we use as our drive curves. In this example, I'm using the default BC table machine because that one comes standard with all the versions of BobCAD. We'll go ahead and load up our simulation here. I am using a tapered end mill to kind of illustrate some of the features here. Let's turn our toolpath to segmented, turn off the initial stock. Let's hide our part model and run this through, and we can kind of see what we have going on here. So we can see how it's following around this shape, and kind of speed it up. So it does the lower section first, you know, and then it comes back and it does the upper section. Now, one of the things about multi-axis strategies is, quite frankly, there's a lot of options for them. There just is a lot of different scenarios and lots of different options. So this is definitely a case where save and load feature really goes a long way as far as getting into complex jobs like this and being able to save what you've worked with so far and being able to use it for future jobs. So what I'm going to do is just copy this out into a new file, and I'll paste it. So here's my model that I'm working with. Again, under my current settings, I'm going to make sure to load up my table configuration. From here, I'll run my stock wizard. I'm not too concerned with the 0 or the stock size at this point. I'll come in here and turn my transparency down. Okay, so I do need some wireframe. So I'm going to create a new layer, and utilities, extract edges single, and I'm going to pick on the curves that I want. Because morph between two curves is based on a toolpath that morphs between two curves. So I'm going to pick my two curves here, spacebar. Alright, so that gives me my two curves. I'll just change them a different color just to kind of make it easier to see what's going on here. Turn them purple. Okay, so now I'm going to load in my multi-axis routine. This is going to be a surface-based strategy, morph between two curves. From my tool library, I'm going to go to my tool crib, and I should have a cutter in there. I don't, so I'm going to grab this ridiculous one from the library, 0.375, 2 inches, 5 degrees, 0.62. The rest is fine. Sample tool. You know, so I do get this question from time to time. How do you create tools? You can really just type in your tool information as you go. If it's tools that you use often, you definitely should save them in the library or save a tool crib with common tools that you use. But for this example, this is fine. Alright, edit first curves. We'll click on that, shift click, spacebar. Edit curve second, click on that, shift click, spacebar. Drive surfaces, click on that. Now I'm going to just bring this model up here and just select on the drive surfaces, which is this tapered surface here. Spacebar. Alright, we're going to do determine number of cuts. We're going to say 5 cuts, no margin. We're going to do spiral toolpath so it stays engaged the whole time. That's about all I want to set here. Tool axis control is going to be 5-axis tilted relative to cutting direction, and this is going to be side tilted angle of 85 degrees. Gouge check I'm going to leave alone. Links clearance area we're going to do spherical, I don't know, 3 inches. Click OK. I'm not using any lead in and lead outs. We can always go back and change those later. And compute, and this gives us our toolpath. There you go. Not a whole bunch to that. From here we'll load up our simulation. So here we can see our simulation. Okay, toggle this, toggle that, toggle that. Slow it down, press play, and congratulations. There you have a 5-axis strategy using a tapered cutter to put a tapered wall on some unique object. So simple, quick example. Hopefully that kind of quickly goes through some of the features that you have there. Again, we would repeat this process for the top tapered surface and begin cutting. So if you have any questions, please reply back in the thread or in the YouTube or on the Facebook page. And again, I appreciate you spending some time with me here today and exploring some of the more complex options that BobCAD has to offer. Thank you so much.